Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Aspire Natural Health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be listening to this. I hope you're having a great day. All right, today is day 9 of the Aspire method. We are making our way towards and through the full 10 steps of the Aspire method. So let's take it away with step 9. Okay, step 9 of the Aspire method is to detoxify your system, And now, if there's one thing that's controversial, among the very controversial subjects of alternative, holistic, or natural medicine is the idea of detoxification. Now, we have two kind of extreme camps that people tend to fall into, practitioners and people, when it comes to detoxification. The first camp is there is really no such thing as detoxification, no need for detoxification, it's all stupid, it's all snake oil, it's all bogus. The other extreme says that toxicity is the root cause of everything, and the cure to anything is detoxification, whether it's colonics or foot patches or baths or, whatever else the case might be. If we can just detoxify, then we're golden. And the reality, as always, as you would expect from me and this podcast, is that the truth is somewhere in between. Now, this is an entire topic presentation that I've given, so I'm going to do my darndest to make this quick, simple, and easy for you, knowing that there are a lot of pieces when it comes to detoxification and doing it properly. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of people, frankly, doing it wrong. Detoxification can be a vital and important piece of health and well-being for people, and if you do it wrong, it can also make people more sick. So it needs to be done with context, in the right time, the right place, and the right way. So it's important to understand here, there is a need for detoxification, and our bodies do have a almost miraculous capacity for detoxification built in. Our liver, our kidneys, our lungs, our skin, the cells of our body have a tremendous capacity for detoxification. But the most important thing here to realize is that we live in evolutionarily novel times. Evolutionarily novel times. What does that mean? Lots of big words there. Okay, well, we evolved to live in a certain environment. As hunter-gatherers, living in the wild, we evolved that way. And there was a certain amount of toxicity that we encountered on a daily basis that all animals out there, deer living in the forest, fish living in the ocean, all of these things, there's a natural amount of toxicity that all animals, including humans, evolved to deal with. The issue here, what is the problem? We live in different times. We live in times that our evolution did not prepare us for. We as human beings have done an incredible job of polluting our environment. There are over 100,000 novel, new chemicals that we have created and released into our environment. So we've created a situation that is different, new, from what evolution prepared us for. So, to answer the people, we have great detox systems. Yes, we do. But they're not necessarily up to the task that we have created for ourselves. The reality is we know very little about the effects all of this toxicity can have on us. The preliminary research that we have out there is chilling, though. We know that many of these chemicals are hormone disruptors, are immune disruptors, can cause cancer, can cause a lot of problems. There is credible research showing that a percentage of what's going on for us can be attributed to the toxic exposures that we are getting to plastics and pesticides and herbicides and all of these other compounds causing problems for our body. Because yes, we have great detoxification systems, but no, they did not evolve to handle the situation in which we find ourselves. And the other reality is that some of us are really good detoxifiers. We don't need a lot of extra support, or maybe any. And on the other end of the spectrum, some of us are terrible detoxifiers. We call them the canaries in the coal mine. Now, if you don't know what that saying means, back in the day when coal miners used to go down into the coal mines, they would take canaries. Yes, the little birds with them in a cage. Why? Because the canaries were incredibly sensitive to gas and other fumes in the air. And the miners knew that if the canaries were singing, everything was fine. But if suddenly the canaries stopped singing and you saw the little birds drop to the floor of the cage, they knew that it was time to get out of there ASAP, because the canaries were more sensitive to the gases than the human beings were. But if it was affecting the canaries, then it would soon begin affecting the human beings. Well, we have some human canaries, people who detoxify less effectively, whose systems are more sensitive to these toxic loads, who tend to go down with sicknesses, illnesses, and other problems that are affecting most of us, just not as severely. So we need to understand that when it comes to detoxification, that both sides are somewhat right. We do have inbuilt detoxification systems, and they are awesome. But they are not necessarily up to the job of our modern environment, because we did not evolve to deal with all of the toxic load that we are now facing. And as always, context matters here. Some people are able to detoxify really well. They need little in the way of additional support. Some people on the other end of the spectrum detoxify very, very poorly, and they need all the support they can get. And many of us fall in the middle, where our bodies do a reasonable job, but depending on things like where we live, what we do for our profession, what we're exposed to in our life, all of these things come into play, whether someone is going to need more mild detox support or more aggressive things that are going on for them. So step 9 is all about determining the toxic load of a person by understanding what's going on for that person and what their body is able to do, and then supporting their body. Again, it isn't necessary to do colonics and foot patches, which FYI don't even work in the first place, and other crazy things. Sometimes it is simply supporting. It's removing sources of toxicity from a person's life and supporting their body to naturally do what it does. And yes, some people need more intensive work to get rid of some of this toxicity that's messing with their hormones, messing with their immune system, messing with their body, if they're going to be long-term and sustainably healthy. All right, folks, so step 9 is to detoxify a person's system. And as you can see, it's not as simple as saying no one needs to detox or everyone needs to detox. Like all of the steps of the Aspire method, each step is important, but needs to be individualized to a person's particular need, what their body is like, what their situation's like, what they have going on. Each step needs to be individualized for them. All right, folks, that is it for me today. That is step 9 of the Aspire method. Tomorrow we will wrap up with step 10 of the Aspire method. Listen, if all of these steps have you feeling a little bit lost, a little bit alone, we live in a society that pays lip service to health and well-being while not actually supporting people in their health journey to get healthy and to stay healthy. Now, in a perfect world, we would all be surrounded. The people around us would support us in that journey, and we want to move towards that as much as we can. But an important step that we can take in that process is to join with a virtual community to support us in our health and well-being. And that's what we've created. We've made an exclusive Facebook group over on Facebook called the ANH, that stands for Aspire Natural Health, the ANH Academy. It's where we gather together to join and support one another on our health journey. If you are friendly, if you are willing to be supportive of other people going through their own health journey, dealing with digestive issues or autoimmunity, I want to invite you to come over to the ANH Academy and join us today. All you need to do is go to Facebook, type in ANH Academy, and then join us. There are 3 super simple, super easy questions that will take you less than a minute to answer. You can join us today. Excuse me. You can join us today in the Aspire Academy. Help get support that we all need to have success in our health journey. So please come on over today at the ANH Academy on Facebook. Search for ANH Academy. Answer the 3 super simple, super easy questions. Join us today in supporting other people. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Until next time, take care.